Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabor.
And I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey. Let's bring you the headlines for the next 1 hour.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank.
As Energy Ministry announces Atuabo gas plant shutdown from August 16 to 30, we examine any potential power supply disruptions and measures to mitigate it during maintenance period.
Also tonight, special anti-galamsey task force constituted by Inspector General of Police continues anti-galamsey fight. Tonight, we will take you to the Bekwai municipality of the Ashanti region.
Later in the bulletin, Asantehemaa is mourning after Asantehemaa. Asantehemaa Otumfuo to the second confirms the death of Asantehemaa Nana Ama Kunedu Yadom III, who died after 8 years on the stool.
In business news, Ghana Association of Banks hints cost of lending set to fall as Ghana reference rate hits 3-year low of 19%.
On the international front, Nigerian prosecutors arraigned 5 men accused of carrying out a deadly Islamic militant attack on Catholic Church in Owo in the southwestern Ondo state.
We have details of all these stories and many more coming up, and the next 1 hour. Do stay with us.
We are starting our bulletin this evening from the energy sector because the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition has approved a request by the Ghana National Gas Company Limited, Ghana Gas, to undertake scheduled maintenance shutdown of the Atuabo gas processing plant. The said maintenance will take place from August 16 to August 30, 2025. The planned suspension of gas supply, according to the ministry, will allow for critical inspections, repairs, and upgrades to enhance the plant's efficiency and reliability. Let's try and find out what exactly this means for power supply. And Richmond Roxon Esquire is the spokesperson and head of comms for the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition. Richmond, good evening. Thank you for joining us on TV3.
Good evening to you, and thank you for having me.
We've seen your statement, and clearly this seemed to be a regular routine maintenance that you are going to undertake. Are there contingency measures that you've put in place to minimize or probably forestall any power issues that may arise?
Let me say good evening to your cherished listeners again. Yes, this is a scheduled maintenance which should be routine, but in the past what we've seen is that some of these maintenance works have been pushed away. These works were not done. And as a government since January 2025, what we are seeing is consistent plan to ensure that all these power plants undergo the scheduled maintenance to ensure that our energy security as a country is not threatened. So yes, this is scheduled. Over the period, we've seen a number of plants have routine maintenance, and this is one of them. We are looking within the period, we're going to lose 95 million standard cubic feet of gas. But the good thing is that the ministry has made provision to ensure that the people of Ghana continue to enjoy consistent power supply as we've seen over the period. So we are not expecting to have any load shedding. We are not expecting any disruptions in power. Alternative measures have been made. Adequate fuels have been provided. LCO, HFO, and then diesel have been provided to ensure that the other power plants run on these fuels so that at the end of the day, our power will still be on.
Right. So what outcome should we be expecting that after the maintenance, what would there be probably more light or brighter light? What exactly should the outcome look like when you're done?
Once we are done with the scheduled maintenance, obviously, what will mean is that the upgrade would have been done. We'll have a more robust Atuabo gas. This is a very critical state institution since its construction in 2011 that saved this country over $1.5 billion. And so we have to maintain the integrity of the plant. Once the work is done, we'll ensure that supply will increase. Already there are concerted efforts to make sure that we increase our gas supply. In the last few weeks, we saw that with ENI, we're seeing that with Atuabo as well. And it all goes to the bigger plan that government has when it comes to the power sector. We are all witnesses that over the last few weeks or last few months, what we saw in January 2025, where we're shedding load of over 700 megawatts, has not been the case this time. This is because of some of these measures that have been taken by government.
All right, Richmond Roxon, thank you so much for your time this evening. He is the spokesperson for and head of communications for the Energy Ministry.
Let's now go to the Ashanti region, where the Special Anti-Galamsey Task Force, constituted by the Inspector General of Police, is pressing harder with a renewed resolve to flush out illegal miners from cocoa farms and forest reserves. Stanley Nibleu reports that residents are now cooperating with the task force, providing essential leads on key illegal mining sites targeted for clampdowns.
The fight against illegal mining in parts of the country continues as water bodies, farmlands and forest reserves continue to come under threat from illegal miners. At Ehure and its environs in the Bekwai municipality of the Ashanti region, residents overwhelmed by the destruction of their lands volunteered information to the Special Anti-Galamsey Task Force for an urgent crackdown. Following the success of previous operations that saw the confiscation of several earth-moving machines, some chiefs and opinion leaders raised concerns about 2 additional illegal mining sites near the Ehure Methodist Primary School. Under the command of DSP Karim Mahama and ASP Bawa Abdul Jalil, the IGP's men swiftly moved in to disrupt the mining activities. The illegal miners on guard fled the pits after destroying large hectares of farmlands and forest reserves. 4 excavators were seized on the spot. At the next mining site, the Galamsey operators had immobilized 2 excavators by removing critical components, making them nearly impossible for the task force to tow away. The mechanical sabotage delayed recovery operations, but the task force remained resolute. Residents applauded the team for its successful work. All confiscated excavators have been transported to the Regional Police Training School at Patasi in the Ashanti region. The IGP's Special Anti-Galamsey Task Force says these sustained operations are only the beginning, warning that every illegal mining enclave, no matter how remote, will be targeted. Authorities are urging communities to continue providing timely intelligence as the fight to protect the nation's lands and water resources intensifies. Stanley Nibleu, TV3 News.
And Ghana indeed really is still mourning, and the tragic loss of 8 prominent Ghanaians last Wednesday as military air crash, I should say, at Adansi Akrofrom has become a solemn reminder of the urgent need to tackle illegal mining. While paying floral tributes to the victims at the Jubilee House, the management of Media General emphasized that their passing should serve as a wake-up call to intensify efforts against illegal mining.
Management and staff of Media General Ghana Limited, led by the group's Chief Executive Officer, Beatrice Ajiman, and other managers and staff, laid flowers at the Jubilee House forecourt, where public officials, organizations and individuals have been honoring the victims of the August 6 helicopter crash. Speaking on behalf of the group CEO, Group Chief Financial Officer Albert Asen Gansa highlighted the significant contributions of the victims to national discourse.
They were no strangers to us at Media General, to TV3, to our other networks. I mean, you know, as a media organization, we work hand in hand with with the political class, with the governing class. So they were always in our studios, all right? I mean, they appeared on our flagship programs. We worked closely with them. So it hit us also very hard.
He added that the unfortunate demise should serve as a wake-up call and to intensify efforts against illegal mining.
We are more encouraged also to work and sacrifice for our nation, and especially when considering the fact that they were going to the program to launch an event to combat what has become an existential threat to our country, this illegal mining. So I think that we should not let their blood go down in vain, that this should be a wake-up call for all of us as citizens to wake up and make sure that we fight for what is right for our country, for posterity. Our duty is to hold duty bearers, hold their feet to the fire, and to do this for the larger populace and for the Ghanaian people. So we're not going to relent on doing that. We owe it a duty to the country, to our fellow countrymen, and to generations unborn.
The Wednesday, August 6, 2025 helicopter crash in the Adansiakro district claimed 8 lives, including Minister of Defense Dr. Edward Omane-Boamah, Minister for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed. The others are Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator Muniru Mohammed, Deputy Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization Samuel Abuaje, and Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress Samuel Sapon. The 3 crew members, Squadron Leader Peter Anala, Flight Officer Chum Ampadu, and Sergeant Ernest Adomensa also died in the crash.
And the Speaker of Parliament has cautioned Ghanaians against dismissing genuine prophecies from credible men of God. Speaking during a visit on Monday to some families of the victims of the helicopter crash, he indicated spiritual warnings and messages must not be taken for granted. Alban Bagbin also urged the bereaved families to take solace in the legacies of their departed relatives.
The Speaker of Parliament was out of the jurisdiction when the tragic crash occurred, but on Monday he led the parliamentary leadership to commiserate with some of the bereaved families. He first visited the family of Alhaji Muniru Limuna, where he and leaders signed a book of condolence for the late Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator.
The notice of this tragedy needed not to be announced on any media. It was all over the place. And so I believe you know why we are here. But he's here leading Parliament officially to come over to greet the bereaved family and to commiserate with us.
We want to assure your families that we pledge to remain family members and replace, even though it is not possible to replace, but we will do our best as surviving family members to provide them the care and support that we can afford.
We have already paid a visit, but after the remains has been properly preserved, it is only right that we come and commiserate with you again.
The Speaker, Alban Bagbin, noted that the loss is a personal one while admonishing the family to take heart because God knows best.
I want to remind all of us of the gift that the Almighty Allah gave to us. And our focus actually should be to thank God for what has happened. We say in all things, give thanks.
On a rather instructive note, he cautioned Ghanaians to not disregard genuine spiritual warnings in prophecies.
Our people in the spiritual world, the imams, the pastors, the reverends, we should listen to them. It's not all of them who are looking for money. Don't take what they say for granted. If they say act, act. I myself have been threatened many times. And I listen to the prophecies. I don't take them sleeping because that's their area. And so all these things work for good.
The delegation then moved from there to the residence of Dr. Omane Boama to commiserate with his family.
I want to use this opportunity to touch the hearts of the widow, the children, the immediate family. Please, our sincere condolences. Let's eulogize them. Let's celebrate their lives. Don't let's focus on only the negativity to deepen the hearts of people.
On Sunday, August 10th, the country buried the 2 Muslims who were part of the 8 victims of the helicopter crash. An interdenominational funeral is expected for the remaining 6 victims on Friday, August 15th, 2025. Christian Yale, TV3 News.
Now, the latest directive by the presidency for religious leaders to submit prophecies has ignited mixed reactions. While some see it as important, others fear it could set a dangerous precedent. Judith Brown reports.
In the midst of a national outcry and intense scrutiny, a recent directive from the Office of the Presidential Envoy for Interfaith and Ecumenical Relations in Ghana has sparked a heated debate, raising questions about the delicate balance between faith, governance, and national security. In the wake of the tragic helicopter crash that claimed the lives of 8 prominent individuals, including 2 cabinet ministers, the office has asked religious leaders to submit any prophecies related to national security, high-profile persons or governance to the presidency before making them public.
We've gotten to a point where things seem to be getting out of hand. Every single day we are seeing messages, TikTok messages from different kinds of people prophesying very serious things concerning the nation and its leadership. And I dare say that it's causing a lot of fear and panic. When you probe further, the challenge, they say, is that they don't have access to government officials. So we have created a channel, a WhatsApp number, and an email address.
Videos emerged of some pastors predicting the crash, which has left many questioning the role of prophecies in public life.
I will not say the message, but own video here. And I will be our main minister for defense currently. Own video here. Of the same prophet be a friend which I said on Friday.
For some, it's a necessary measure to promote responsibility and protect national stability. But for others, it could set a dangerous precedent or even encourage doom prophecies.
It's violating. You just stand in your church and then you say, oh, this person is going to die if he or she don't do this. It maybe might affect the person's mental health.
The president has his own responsibility, so as the pastor. If the prophet see anything, he should pray against it. If God reveals to redeem, why don't the prophets pray against it before making it public? The prophets shouldn't wait for the deed to happen before they talk about it.
But the presidency insists that the measure is about safeguarding the public and not censorship. For the Christian Council, more clarity is required. In a statement, the council indicated that it has requested a meeting with the presidency to discuss the matter further and provide clarification. And for the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, the call should have been approached differently. In an interview with TV3, General Secretary Emmanuel Tete explained the move should have involved a coordinated consultative process.
You see, we have the sector ministry and the Ministry for Chieftaincy, Local Government and Religious Affairs, which we deal with very directly on all religious issues. And so I think there could have been a coordinated consultative process in coming into a firm-up decision involving the Ecumenical Council leaders, so that by the time the letter is coming, the Ecumenical Councils, like the Christian Council, like the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, Catholic bishops and others, are fully aware of the intention and the reason what is driving this new move.
Well, as the nation grapples with the aftermath of this tragedy, the question remains, will this directive achieve its intended purpose, or will it have unintended consequences? Judith Brown, TV3 News.
Meanwhile, the Apostolic Fathers of Ghana, a group of pioneering leaders of the charismatic movement in the country, have expressed deep concern over the growing trend of unregulated prophetism in the country, describing it as divisive, confusing and unbiblical. Speaking on behalf of the group, Apostle General Sam Krankyankra encouraged prophets to be circumspect with their prophecies.
We, the fathers, are all worried and disturbed about the trend of prophetism and the manner in which it is handled. It is divisive, it's confusing, it's creating a lot of problems for all of us. But regulation, we doubt if regulation can really bring sanity. We have our doubts about that. But we believe that we, the fathers and the church, if we sit down together, we will be able, by virtue of grace and wisdom, be able to sanitize the situation and the system. On this occasion, we are calling upon all brothers, sisters, all preachers, all apostles, prophets, pastors, evangelists, people who do the work of God. We want them to know that there is a biblical blueprint in the way and manner in which we do God's work. There is a biblical blueprint. There is corporate wisdom and knowledge in the way issues are handled. What is happening now is more of like, I prophesied, it came to pass, so I am powerful. That showmanship is unbiblical.
We're staying on issues of the sad passing of some gallant people in the country, and Asantehemaa Nana Ama Kunedu Yadom III has passed on. The Asantehemaa Otumfuo II confirmed her demise on Monday during an Asantehemaa council at the Mensha Palace in Kumasi. The Queen Mother, who died on Thursday, spent 8 years on the stool.
Over 30 paramount chiefs gathered at the Mensha Palace. Sorrowful. The news is bad. Regalia and facial expression speak volumes. The 14th Queen Mother has passed. A sad day for Santeman, and the king has to break the unfortunate news.
So the person who dey be a sabe o dey ka sabe duma dure dia obedi no aso ko na mo so na no.
Nana Ama Kunedu Yadom III, born Nana Ama Kunedu, succeeded her mother, Nana Efiakobise Wampim II, in February 2017. She lived on the stool for 8 years. The last time an Asante queen lived 8 years on the throne was between 1828 and 1836. That was the era of Nana Yadufi, the 7th Asantehemaa. Immediately the Asantehemaa finished announcing the demise of the queen, he visited her palace to commiserate with the family at the queen's palace. So what happens after her demise? Safo Kantanka, a monarchical historian, gave some insights.
A family issue, and the direct family is Kokofu and Kenyase, Kwabre Kenyase. So these two queen mothers will be in control.
Nana Kunedu Yadom III died at the age of 98.
May her soul rest in peace. In more news tonight, the main opposition New Patriotic Party, NPP, has announced that it will not field a candidate in the upcoming Tamale Central Parliamentary by-election. This follows the death of the Member of Parliament, Alhaji Dr. Murtala Mohammed, in the August 6th helicopter crash. Dr. Murtala Mohammed was among 8 individuals who lost their lives when a military helicopter crashed in the Adanse-Kurfum forest in the Shanti region. In a statement signed by NPP General Secretary Justine Kodia Frimpong, the party said this decision was taken during a National Steering Committee meeting held on Monday, August 11 at its national headquarters. The death of Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed means the Electoral Commission will have to, in the coming weeks, hold a by-election in accordance with Article 1125 of the Constitution.
Now, Ghana has marked a historic milestone in entrepreneurship education, graduating the first African cohort of the University of Utah's Masters of Business Creation program at Ensign Global College. The achievement positions Ghana as a launchpad for global entrepreneurship education in Africa, proving that world-changing ideas can be built anywhere and taken any and everywhere.
It is a first for Africa and a big win for aspiring business founders. The Master of Business Creation, or MBC, is no ordinary graduate degree. It's a powerful mix of a startup accelerator and an accredited master's program which is tailored for entrepreneurs ready to build and scale their own companies. The maiden graduation ceremony held at Ensign Global College in Ghana marked a new chapter for the program.
Juggling academic work with business and then personal life, it was quite the journey. But you know, when you put your mind to doing something, there's nothing that's going to stop you from achieving that.
Taking this course has given me the opportunity to understand how other countries operate their businesses and which makes the business to survive over a period of time.
For African participants, the online flexible format allows them to grow their ventures at home while benefiting from US-level business education. Jeff Davis is program director.
I'm very committed to this program in Africa because I think Africa is really ripe for lots of growth, lots of opportunity.
Preceptor Thomas Appiah shared his experience.
When a classroom work is given to you, you actually apply it to your business and then report back as to how your business is doing.
President of the Association of Ghana Industries for Greater Accra, Chonam Akbelu, highlighted how the program will shape education in Ghana.
The program essentially focuses on helping funders and entrepreneurs to isolate the needed tools and resources they need to improve their business.
President of Ensign Global University, Stephen Alder, spoke about the goal of the university.
This fits very closely with the mission of Ensign Global University. This synergy we create is going to have broad impact.
Still watching News 360, stay with us. We have business, sports, entertainment, all coming up.
Reporting from the Takoradi Market Circle,
from the heart of the Upper West Regional Capital,
from the heart of the Ashanti Kingdom,
reporting from Sunyani,
from the Central Business District of Navrongo.
The parliamentarians are on recess.
This is where it all unfolds, the moments that potentially alters the course of our nation and the world. These are the individuals we recognize, the voices we amplify, who appears on screen and who contributes behind the scenes. With professionalism at our core, we bring you news you can trust, impact journalism that makes a difference. This illustrates how diverse perspectives enhance our strength and reinforces our mission. This is 3 News. Leaders in breaking news, exclusive interviews, facts and analysis on TV, radio, online and digital. 3 News, first in news.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN. Touch concentrated perfume.
Welcome back to News 360. Time now for business. Hello, Mai.
Hi, people.
Hi.
What's coming up?
Well, recently the monetary policy rate was reduced from 28 to 25. Well, the Ghana Association of Banks says we should expect loans to drop relatively lower.
Okay. Interests on loans to reduce.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going for a loan?
Good idea. maybe.
Well, to the details. Hello there, good evening, and welcome to the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obudu. Now, the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey has intensified its call for the government to take decisive action against illegal mining, locally known as galamsey, following the tragic death of 5 government officials and 3 military personnel near Obuasi in the Ashanti region. Convener of the group, Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, emphasized that the untimely demise of these patriots should mark the end of the menace, urging government and media to refer to illegal miners as environmental criminals and deal with them accordingly.
While the coalition pays tribute to the eternal heroism of these gallant Ghanaians and saddened by the mission for which they were driven, the bloody price paid should imply that the menace can no longer be tolerated.
The coalition hereby, with immediate effect, call on the media and all Ghanaians to stop calling illegal and irresponsible mining as galamsey, but rather we should call it as it is, an environmental crime perpetuated by environmental criminals, to reflect the reality of the forces opposing the good governance of our environment.
The coalition, among other things, has also called for an end to the deportation of foreigners engaged in illegal mining, arrest and prosecute all politically exposed individuals named in the Professor Frimpong Boateng's report.
Arrest, investigate and prosecution of all politically exposed persons involved in these environmental crimes, including the directors of Akonta Mining Limited, the NDC MP for our win, Mr. Labi Ufori Oscar, the NDC constituency chairman for Evalu Jira Ajomoro, Emmanuel Ano Kofi, the NDC constituency chairman for Dunkwal, and the NDC national organizer, Mr. Joseph Yami, and Mr. Abanga Yakubu Al-Hassan, the 3rd national vice president, and all those named in the Professor Frimpong Boateng report, among others.
Well, let's move quickly to the currency and commodities market and bring you updates. Well, now to our top story, and consumers in Ghana should soon benefit from lower borrowing costs following a sharp reduction in the Bank of Ghana's monetary policy rate to 25%, its lowest level in 2 years. The cut has led to a corresponding drop in the Ghana reference rate to about 19%. This benchmark guides commercial banks in setting lending rates for loans and credit facilities. The Ghana reference rate is calculated using a mix of indicators, including the monetary policy rate, the 91-day Treasury bill rate, the interbank rate, and a risk premium. Recent data shows a downward trend across these indicators. The 91-day Treasury bill rate currently stands at around 10%, while the policy rate was reduced from 28% to 25% by the central bank. The Ghana Association of Banks has welcomed the move, describing it as expected and timely.
It was basically an expectation that the central bank or the monetary policy committee was going to take a critical look at the policy rate with a view to bringing it down in line with inflation expectations. 300 basis points, we had predicted that there should be a minimum of 200 basis points reduction. So the 300 basis points is largely in line with our expectations.
But how does all of these impact on the consumer? John Ehua made the remarks in an interview with 3 Business on the sideline of a wreath-laying ceremony held in honor of 8 individuals who died in a recent helicopter crash.
You are a borrower from a bank and your facility rate is benchmarked to the Ghana reference rate. As the reference rate has gone down from 22.23 or thereabout to 19.67, you should see the full weight of that reduction in your new lending rate. If you are going for a new facility and it's benchmarked to the reference rate, obviously you are going to have a lower lending rate.
And that'll be all for the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Lobodu. Thank you for watching. Up next, the sports. these teams in the tournament.
Ghanaian clubs have long aspired to be counted among Africa's elite, a goal that can only be achieved through consistent participation in CAF interclub competitions. With the nation's representation now reduced to one club each in the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederation Cup, earning the sport has become a matter of great pride. This year, Babyeni Gold Stars will make their debut on the continental stage as Ghana's sole representative in the CAF Champions League. Their first challenge comes in the preliminary round against Algerian giant JS Kabylie. Despite their inexperience at this level, head coach Frimpong Manso remains confident in their ability to go far in the competition.
The train and then also make Ghana proud. So we will continue to work harder, then make sure what we also want to achieve for the team, for the nation. We will do that.
Asantehemaa, meanwhile, will fly Ghana's flag in the CAF Confederation Cup. The Porcupine Warriors are no strangers to the tournament but must first overcome Nigerian side Kwara United in the preliminary stage. Sports journalist Richard Echampon, who closely follows the club, has shared his perspective on their upcoming battle.
Our conversation with the general manager of Kwara United, who tells us that yes, they are not just going to eliminate Asantehemaa, they are targeting to win the main competition. I also spoke to officials of Asantehemaa, who tells me this season they are poised to do very well in Africa, since they believe that their fans are always expecting them to do well. Again, that they have undertaken massive recruitment that they think will influence their campaign positively.
Regardless of the challenge ahead, both clubs are determined to make history and raise Ghana's profile on the African football map.
Well, we'll definitely be keeping a close eye on Babyeni Gold Stars and Asantehemaa as they look to make Ghana proud on the continent. To some more stories where young Ghanaian striker Jerry Afriyie has officially passed his medicals and is set to join Raoul Louvier on a season-long loan from Saudi Pro League side Al Qadsiya. Afriyie's journey began at Ghanaian lower division side Thoughts FC, where his performances earned him a move to Al Qadsiya in January 2025 on a 3.5-year deal running to 2028. Almost immediately, he was loaned out to CD Lugo in Spain's third year for the remainder of the season to facilitate his growth in a competitive European environment as part of a strategic agreement of his contract. During his spell at Lugo, Afriyie made 10 appearances, scoring 4 goals in the Primera Federación, helping them to a mid-table finish. He joined Raoul Louvier's side that has made a remarkable comeback. The club refounded in 2017, climbing all the way from the 5th tier and secured promotion to the Belgium top flight for the 2025-2026 season, just 8 years after its revival, ending a 19-year absence from the top tier. Well, let's do some more here, where as the new season approaches, clubs continue to augment their squads. Manchester City is no different, as duo Jack Grealish and Savinho are on their way out of the club, whilst Kingsley Coman is on the verge of joining Al Nassr. There's more in this transfer update by the 3 Sports team.
Agreed a season-long loan deal with Manchester City to sign forward Jack Grealish. The deal includes an option to buy for £50 million. City's £100 million club record signing has fallen out of favour under Pep Guardiola. Meanwhile, Grealish's teammate Savinho is attracting interest from Tottenham Hotspur. There are widespread reports that a fee of around £43 million has been discussed between the two clubs for the 21-year-old winger who joined Man City last summer. Kingsley Coman, on the other hand, is set to join Al Nassr from Bayern Munich after the two clubs reportedly reached an agreement for the winger for a fee under €30 million. Coman will sign a 3-year deal at Al Nassr after deals for Inigo Martinez and Joao Felix were completed earlier. Paris Saint-Germain have left goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma out of the squad for the UEFA Cup Super Clash with Tottenham on Wednesday. Donnarumma, whose contract runs out in 2026, is reportedly eyeing a move away from the French club.
Well, you can get more updates on our social media handles at 3 Sports. GH, my name is Rick Wampofu. Up next on the bulletin is entertainment.
GTP Lifestyle and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil. Powered by 3 Entertainment.
Well, good evening and welcome to the entertainment news segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, Western Region's representative in the 2025 Ghana's Most Beautiful Show, Owuba, delivered a triple treat on Sunday night, bagging 3 prestigious awards. Now, her captivating performance wowed both the judges and the audience, shining a spotlight on the iconic Ankos Masquerade Festival, a vibrant cultural celebration cherished by the people of Takoradi.
I want you to have a taste of my culture in a bowl of kenke. Now, feel the breeze at Labadi Beach.
The competitive race for the 2025 Ghana's Most Beautiful Crown is on, as all 16 contestants gave it their all on the stage. With the stakes higher than ever, the ladies had no choice but to rise to the occasion, determined to make their regions proud, seizing every moment to educate and entertain. On Sunday night, the contestants transformed into cultural and tourism ambassadors, enlightening viewers about iconic landmarks and tourist attractions from across Ghana.
To Mekobono. Yes, the Mekobono Festival, the biggest gathering of chiefs and queen mothers, just like myself, Spine and Bono and Bono East. Indeed, our hospitality depicts that we can never let you go hungry.
We have the Elmina's Bakatwe, celebrated in the first week of July, and the Fetu Afasha Festival, celebrated in the first week of September, with its second largest carnival on the coast of West Africa, known as Orange Friday.
Owuba, representing the Western region, took the audience on a captivating journey through the streets of Takoradi, bringing the electrifying Ankos Festival to life. Celebrated during the Christmas season, Ankos is a vibrant display of music, dance, and masquerade culture. With spirited dance moves and infectious energy, Owuba shared the rich history behind the festival, revealing how the fisher folk of Takoradi transformed Ankos into a cherished recreational tradition.
The best does not just come from the West, too. The best is the West. Visit Western if you want to experience Ghana.
The GMB judges were clearly impressed, praising her for a well-researched and dynamic performance that combined education with entertainment.
Congratulations! Our star performer for the night. And she gets a hamper from Gino Tomatoes.
Her efforts earned her the star performer title of the night. With her eyes on the crown, Owuba has vowed to keep raising the bar in the weeks ahead and make the Western region proud.
I had an alien script which my supervisor the day agreed to it, so I had to restructure everything, and I decided to go with my natural flow and see what God did. It's a really great experience. I'm glad, and God is good. It was so surprising, and I'm honored. I'm really honored.
Owuba from the Western region. The best is from the West indeed.
Well, I hope you're voting for your favorite lady by dialing the short code *713*13# to make sure you're keeping them in the competition. That's it for the entertainment news segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko.
And that's it for our package this evening. Thank you so much for watching. I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
And I am Portia Gabor. Do join Africanse at 10 p.m. for Ghana tonight. Good evening.